How you doing? I am Mr. Marlin. I'm going to do your pre-trip inspection on this truck and trailer of the whole vehicle. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do our air brakes test in our commercial combination vehicle. And first of all, we're going to it's called the static brake test. On the static brake test, you want to make sure your engine is off and release the brakes, and make sure on your primary and secondary air tanks, they do not drop no lower than 3 psi in 1 minute. First, you want to make sure you clutch. All right, only the clutch. Keep the right leg on the floor. Put it in first gear. So make sure the splitter is down. Make sure it's down. That's your low side. Put it in first gear. Sometimes you have to ease out the clutch and it'll fall right in gear. Remain your foot on the clutch while the engine is running to put it in first gear. Cut the engine off. Wait till the engine settles. Release the clutch. Cut it back on to auxiliary mode. Auxiliary mode, you want to make sure the needles are cycling. Now, with the brakes released, I'm going to release my parking brake and my trailer brake, and I should not lose no more than 3 psi in my primary and secondary air tanks after the air settles. And what you want to do, you want to make 60 seconds. You want to make sure you have a watch, stopwatch of some kind, or you can use your, I guess you can use your phone or anything, but you want to make sure you count 60 seconds or 1 minute and make sure you don't lose any air pressure. Next is called your service brake test. And on your service brake test, you don't want to lose no more than 4 psi in 1 minute. So the service brake test, you want to make sure you hit your service brakes, which is right here. Make sure it does not drop no more than 4 psi in 1 minute, and then you gently just hit the brakes. And again, make sure you count 60 seconds exactly, or 1 minute. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and release. Now we're gonna do our pump down test. And we're going to make sure everything is working. So when the needle gets to 60 psi on the primary and secondary air tanks, we're going to have a warning light, a brake warning light, and a buzzer sound. So what you're going to do, you're going to start pumping your brakes. There's the warning light and the buzzer. Now we're going to continue to pump down, and between 40 and 20 psi, our trailer air brake and our parking brake are going to pop out, engage. And when you see my parking brake and my trailer air supply brake has popped out. Now we're going to go ahead and do a safe start because we need to air the tanks back up to perform our tug test.